Hello, I'm Eric Keaton. I'm running for the U.S. Senate for the great state of Ohio with the Constitution Party. The Constitution Party has got a Senate candidate in our state. We have an Attorney General candidate. We also have several U.S. House of Representative candidates in varying districts across the state. We're active in over 30 states across this country, and we're a viable alternative to the Republican and Democratic parties. See, these two parties that have been running our country for about 5 generations kept our ancestors polarized and stuck in two-party politics for so long. Both have the same end game. Both parties are taking us towards Western European socialism and eventual tyranny. We have a Republican Party now that squandered about 10 years that they claimed that they were going to take us back to our founding fathers' original government that had been given to us. But they didn't take us any closer. They made the federal government bigger, gave us more debt, and they took away a lot of our state rights and individual rights. Now the Democratic Party is pretty much doing the same thing. The difference is they're doing it even faster, and we can all see it right before our eyes. But don't be mistaken, that both parties, through 2 different routes, will get us to the same place in anywhere from 5 to 15 years. And if that's not the country you want to live in, it's time you stand up and realize what's going on in our nation. Both parties have written platforms. You can find them online. Go to their party websites. You'll find a written platform. And you'll find that neither party follows those written platforms with their votes and what they do when you're in office. Now we need to change those policies that are so wrong and so overstepping the nature of the federal authority that they have. And we need to address this by taking over the parties from the internal level of the Central Committee, by electing 3rd, 4th, and 5th parties and good independents to represent us. We have pressure from federal representatives in Washington. And we need to attack them in the pocketbook. And a good way to do that is when the primaries roll around, be willing to vote for other parties, other people, so that when you drop off their voter rolls, they can't raise money for you for the next couple of years. And they'll realize that maybe they should start looking at that platform, polishing it up, sticking to the principles of people who have been voting for them for so many years. There's a lot of things I think we need to do to fix our country. And I guarantee the 2 parties that have been in power for over 100 years are not going to give them to us. I'm a big supporter of the fair tax, but there's no reason for these parties to give us the fair tax because they love to use the existing tax code to target, to punish, and to reward those groups that help elect them to office and that give them the power base they need to stay in office. Term limits are needed very badly to eliminate the incumbent advantages we have in politics in America in this modern day and age. Our forefathers never saw us coming to this point that people wanted to serve forever and not step down. But we'll never get term limits from the 2 parties that always have no more than a 60-40 split, usually around 50-50, 55-45. If we want term limits, we need to be bold and vote for new people with principles. Vote for principles over parties. Pick good statesmen and good representatives. They're willing to go there, serve their term, and come home. People from all walks of lives. The Democratic or Republican parties are so full of lawyers, people born with a very different attitude in life. A lot of them are born quite wealthy. Not all. There's some good people in Washington. There's some good people in both parties. But there's also many that were out of touch when they got there. And after spending so many terms there, they're so thoroughly out of touch with the values you and me hold and the ideas that we have about solving our nation's problems. It's just, frankly, amazing that someone be so out of touch with the people of the country they live in. Now, I see a great need to get control of this before we hit the tipping point, before we become fiscally insolvent and lose our country, or we grant amnesty to tens of millions of illegal immigrants and have them make so many babies in the next generation that we just lose our constitutional republic to sheer votes. It'll become a democracy. A democracy begets socialism, begets terrorism. If you get enough new people voting for that with their hands out, then we'll lose this experiment in liberty that we've so prospered in these many years. It's time to wake up, America. It's time to look to new people with better ideas from all walks of life. citizens like you and me that have spent their time in a career field far removed from Washington, raising their families, attending their churches, working in their communities to make their country better, to have different outside-the-box ideas, new solutions, new vantage points. But very importantly, we need people that can discern where it's within their power to legislate in the first place. And you see, our federal government has no way to discern where their power ends and begins. They simply think they can do anything they want, pass any legislation, constitutional or not, and let the courts sort it out whether it's constitutional. Well, each man serves in Congress, the Senate, the presidency, takes an oath of office to uphold the U.S. Constitution. And they should not blaspheme that oath by passing legislation that is so apparently, so obviously unconstitutional, and levying it to the courts to straighten it out. Let us all rise up together and start an American revolution at the ballot box so that we can take back our country once and for all, return it to the foundations that were given us by some very wise men between 1776 and 1791. I understand where our country came from, and I understand where we're going now. But I also know where we could go. Great places with great growth, push the envelope of human knowledge further, create new products and new technologies that advance humanity. That's where I want to be. That's where you want to be, and where we want to lead, the world we want to lead to our offspring. So to protect the American dream, the future for ourselves, our children, our posterity, for every man and woman that died to protect this great country, let us rise up now and start voting for the best people to keep that American spirit and that American dream alive. Thank you very much.